Churches in PNG were restricted from having worship services and in-house fellowship programs during initial lockdown periods and state of emergency. But this has been relaxed eventually.
Yes, it has affected us both positively and negatively. Negatively because we have shut down many of our programs from the regional level down to from the assembly down to the region, down to our secrets, which is the structures we follow. There's the national level, the provincial level, and it comes down to the local congregations. They were grouped and called secrets. So when we shut programs down, that means we are shutting the places where we congregate and we enhance each other and, where we empower one another.
However, as part of new measures put in place under the new Pandemic Act 2020, churches are still not allowed to hold events that involve 100 people or more. This includes crusades, conventions and conferences at provincial or regional levels. This has sparked some reactions from the church community in recent weeks, where it has been viewed to be unfair given that restrictions on nightclubs and gambling areas have been relaxed for operations.
It would be fair if the government would also allow us to open up our churches and our conferences and our conventions, because we will only meet maybe 1 day or 2 days, whereas if you're going to a nightclub, you'll be there over the whole weekend, or even the whole week. You are allowed to go in there, and you can mix. You think of a party place. People mix freely. Whether they've got COVID or not, who's going to be? I mean, it's quite hard to, when people are drunk, they can not distance themselves. It's thrown out the window. So which place is more controlled, a church or a nightclub? And why should we allow the nightclubs to operate, but we shut down the church?
Prime Minister James Marape, in announcing the highest number of cases recorded in a single day for PNG yesterday, encouraged people to refrain from going to nightclubs and gambling areas.
One of those cases, for instance, was a regular at Lamana Club. It's a regular at Amani Club. It's a regular at these places. So I'm just asking our residents in Port Moresby, you will not die if you don't have a glass of beer in a public place.
The church, apart from playing her role in spiritual nourishment for citizens in the country, has for many years also contributed significantly to PNG's development in the areas of education and health services, particularly where the government has not been able to reach. And so the church's role in the fight against COVID-19 in Papua New Guinea is now of vital importance spiritually and socially.
And most paramount duty of the church is to take care of the spiritual life of the people of God. We are shepherds, and our job is to shepherd the sheep. And if the sheep are without leaders, then we will be held accountable for their welfare or their demise. Therefore, the church in Papua New Guinea must look after its people.
NCDC leadership led by Governor Pakop will be partnering churches and other distribution networks throughout our city to help distribute masks to every citizen.
Dennis Orere, National EMTV News.